Follow.
So we had two papers in development in my undergraduation, and it was the first time when I got interested in knowing about development. So for me, development comes with two things. First, inclusivity of the for all the section of the society where you want to have a program or a policy or any of that sort, so that the living standard or the uh, the lives of the people could be improved in some way or the other. So this is what I understand by development in my own perspective. And second of all, I understand development by the way of welfare state, as given by Amartya Sen, about the capability approach that it is very individualistic. Development can be very individualistic. It can be at the societal level or at the national level, but the starting point also comes from the very capacity and the capability of a person, so that if you have the chance or the opportunity to increase that, I think that leads to development. So this is what I understand by development in my own way.
Okay. So where do you live right now?
I'm living in Assam.
Assam.
Yes.
So can you tell me the demographic detail of Assam?
Demographic detail as in
So,
the
like, how much percentage of people are in what age group or in what ethnic group, and also the employment data of this. Whatsoever you remember, just tell me.
Okay. So in Assam, actually there are basically two valleys in Assam, the Brahmaputra Valley and the Barak Valley. And these two valleys have very different cultures. There are nearly about 150 tribes in Assam, with Mishing being the most populated tribe, and then Karbi comes the second at the second position. There are about 50% of people who are involved in agriculture, but this agriculture is subsistence in nature. So this does not have a lot of market, and they do not produce for the other states or for any market, as in going through the data released by World Bank. Then the we have over 100 varieties of rice in Assam. There are the age group, it has mortality rate has increased in Assam given to the various accidents, land encroachment problems, violence to the minorities. And one of the demography of Assam that has been continuously in the transition is the intensity at which it is trying to get urbanized, and how the people belonging to the our neighboring country Bangladesh are being projected in Assam. So the population of these people, of these migrants, have been a continuous issue that has changed the demography of Assam over time.
Okay. Tell me how much percent of people are involved in agricultural and allied activities. Matlab they are getting employment from agricultural or allied activities.
Okay, so as I have said, this agriculture is not for the in the commercial basis. Most of the people, so the land distribution system in Assam was not a successful one. So what happened is that many people have a very small holding of land. So what they cultivate, they consume it by themselves. There are basically crops like the uh, rice, some rice, which they produce and they export it, and of course the tea gardens. So if we exclude the tea gardeners, because they are basically wage laborers, there are nearly 50 to 55% of the people who take up agriculture as their source of income.
As a source of income. So if you're given a chance or if you're going to suggest government, so will you intensify the job opportunity in agricultural only, or will you try to shift people from agricultural to a skilled or manufacturing job to improve the employability or improve the overall employment stats of the state?
Okay, so I'll take 2 minutes for this because it is something that I have been currently working on. So most of the schemes that we have, it is based on employment, right? So it makes a competent for the industries, but there are many unexplored livelihood opportunities which is based on the skill works. They are traditionally inherited by the people who can do it. For example, the weavers of the Mishing tribe, the mask makers of Majuli, the Japi makers of the Lower Assam. So what if we can modify these products, because it is not necessary that one will that someone from out of Assam will like the same version of what it's being sold here. So I would like to suggest the government that there should be a change in the way of manufacturing. First, these skilled workers should be given an employment opportunity with social security because they don't have one. There is just one big industry which produces the famous silks of Assam, that is based in Kamrup district, and it is known as Swalkuchi. So I would like the government to take a step forward in creating a base, a market accessible to the people who are still relying on their skill to have an income generation, because livelihood skills are very much is abundant in Assam. So instead of applying a model and for manufacturing and setting up an industry is not what is going to work. It will be in the long term, but for the short term basis, I would suggest this to the government.
Okay. So moving forward, let's move to the entire national perspective. So uh, after this pandemic, so lot many people has lost their jobs and lot many people has returned to their home. So if you'll ask to generate some businesses or ideas with some resources, if I'll give you some money, or if you can ask for some money from the donors also. So if let's say we are giving you 5 crore rupees, and you are asked to improve the livelihood of few people around you, those who have left, lost their job in this pandemic. So what will you do with that rupees?
So one of the main things,
You can think for 10 to 15 seconds
yeah,
before
you are
answering that.
we can I can say it regarding my area, right?
It's your area only.
Yeah, because I don't have
Ha,
those
ha, ha. Keep it for
data.
your
So yeah.
areas. Okay.
So one of the trend that has been there in my area is that people they go for very low paying jobs to in Delhi or Bombay or Bangalore, and it is because of one main reason, that is of social mobility. So when if I'll be given this amount, so I will try to generate a livelihood based on their skills. For say example, writing skills. There are no such institute in my area which gives in about which works for the people to write SOPs, because many institutes today needs SOPs. So there are no one to guide the students through that. Second of all, I would like to invest it in the people, the tutors. There are many tutors who have not yet appeared for the CTET or the TET exam because of the pandemic, and they did not get qualified because of the low marks, but they have the capacity to teach people. So I would like to have them encourage home tuitions and help them set up a small sort of institution or any coaching center where they can provide education to the needful, and they can charge money for it. So it will be good for both of the parties, I feel.
Okay. Tell me the situation of flood. So, we can tell lot many uh, devastation that flood used to come with, a lot many challenges that it provides humankind to, for any state. So, I'll be asking about the advantages of flood that we have in Assam. So, can
Okay.
you cite some advantages that we get every year just because of the flood?
So this is not really my answer. It is one of my respondents' answer whom I had interviewed during my dissertation. So the community that I was interviewing is Mishing community. They are known to be the son of the water. So when I asked them that you live beside the largest tributary of Brahmaputra and it gets flooded every year, so how do you cope with that? The thing that they said is that we need water. When the water comes, the livelihood related to livestock increases, because there is the whole range of market for fish, because most of the fish they come with the water and they float for the people to consume it. So this is one thing that flood brings, that we might think that people are get devoid of basic necessities, which is indeed true. But when the people get the basic necessities like oil and rice, they completely rely on the resources brought by the water. Second of all, they have today realized about the agriculture and its prospects in a flood related zone. So when I asked them if I could help them with some seeds or something like that, they said that yes, provide us with betel nut seed because it has a very good market value. It is, we will be financially stable if we can sell a good amount of betel nut in the water. So you say with the perennial problem of flood, people are trying to deal in a way that brings something back to them. They are not in a state where they're blaming the waters because they have accepted it that it will come because it rains here in Assam. So I feel these are the things that
Okay.
should be
So matlab, I tell one of the other advantage that we get from flood is the soil gets its yearly nutrients from the flood only.
but it
Uh,
gets eroded also. If it depends on the soil actually. If it's sandy, then it will flow off with the water. Since it's mostly alluvial in Assam, it has the high probability of getting eroded. And with
okay.
the new dams creating, they are taking up the big boulders from the rivers back to the dam so that they can construct the big walls. So you know the flow of water is not regulated at all. So
Okay.
that's a problem.
Chalo. So last question for you is, so what are your expectations from the DPP? Matlab, what you will be learning here, and how do how will you use the same learning in your future?
For me, development policy practice and this course, DPP, I feel that I will be able to learn the entire concept about development, its formulation, and its implementation, which I feel that in many courses there is some one aspect or the other. So I have chosen this course so that I can get the best of the both worlds. Second of all, I want to be a trained professional in the field where I can work on this livelihood and migration issues or the migrant poor in terms of development because migrants are still not being recognized as a focus group by government of India. It was given up by the UNDP report which was released in 2019. So I want to work in that domain and I feel that DPP will give me an overall understanding to do it and approach a problem. So that is why that is my expectation from this course.
Okay. Thank you very much. So for the फीडबैक में मतलब यू आर गुड, बस थोड़ा सा ये नेटवर्क और स्क्रीन का वो सही कर लो,
हाँ
मतलब तुम्हारा केवल फेस दिख रहा है स्क्रीन पे।
हाँ हाँ,
सो
मैंने
मतलब
पूरा
हाँ,
ये बुक पढ़ा पड़ा है इसे।
नहीं कोई बात नहीं है उसमें। तो हाँ मतलब ये ऐसा एंगल होना चाहिए कि थोड़ा मतलब फेस के साथ नीचे इतना तक कवर हो।
हाँ
ठीक है, और लाइट थोड़ा ठीक कर लेना।
हाँ, मैं यहाँ पे नहीं दूंगी, ऊपर वाले रूम
हाँ,
में दूंगी।
तब भी क्या मेरे लिए ऐसा क्या अत्याचार क्यों करते हो, मतलब जो रिस्पेक्ट उनको है वो मुझे भी दो। हम्म।
अरे आप बोले थे कल ले लेंगे तो
हाँ,
मुझे इतना देने का मन हो रहा था।
ठीक है, बाकी सब ठीक है, इसी में थोड़ा ध्यान रखना कि मतलब डोंट गो बियॉन्ड द क्वेश्चन व्हाइल आंसरिंग, है ना, कभी कभी हम अपने इमोशन में ज्यादा बह जाते हैं।
हम्म,
और थोड़ा और ध्यान से सुन के, मतलब हम कहीं कहीं देखे थोड़ा सा डेविएट होते हुए कि हमने पूछा कुछ और तुमने बताया थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट वे में,
ओके
है ना। सो रेस्ट वाज फाइन। ठीक है,
ओके।
बाकी पढ़ते रहो, अपनी डेप्थ बढ़ाओ सब्जेक्ट के साथ, क्योंकि ऐसा तो है नहीं कि जो क्वेश्चन हम पूछ रहे हैं वही वो पूछेंगे।
हाँ
सो दे कैन आस्क यू अबाउट एनीथिंग, तो अपने करंट अफेयर के नॉलेज को और फिर सब्जेक्ट के डिफरेंट डिफरेंट अलग यूटिलाइजेशंस को वो सब भी देखते रहा करो। ठीक है, चलो फिर ओके।